Welcome to a special edition of We Are One. I'm delighted to be here with Chus Arias, with Nathalie Max, and Gilmari Pasquinelli, our dear instructors. It's a party day for me. How how wonderful to be with you all. Thank you for joining us, and thank you at home. Welcome to We Are One. Hi, Jill. Tell us a little bit about what we are going to be practicing today.
We're going to be practicing some self-help initially, and I'd like to begin with sitting on our hands. So sitting on the sits bones, when you put your hands, you feel the bone when you sit on your hands. That's just where your hands need to be. This quietly regenerates us. So it energizes us and calms us at the same time, helps us to focus.
Wonderful. And as we breathe, today is a day we are here to listen to you. We invite you to go inside and listen. What are your needs right now? How can we help you? We've been offering We Are One sessions for a while. We've been talking about so many different topics and so many wonderful self-helps. But we are curious to know at this point of the journey how you were feeling and how we can be supportive of your well-being. So take this time with your 25s as Jill guided us. Go within, check in. How can we help you? And let us know afterwards. Give yourself 5 minutes to be still.
Mary used to say, be still and know.
For those of you who are entering now, we are holding our 25s and going inside in a day that we are going to listen to you. So listen to yourself. How can we be supportive of your well-being in this moment? Chus, would you like to give us a self-help now?
Hello, everybody.
We are not listening to you now.
Oh.
Okay.
You better now?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. As I was listening, I was reading where the students are coming from, or the people are joining us from all over the world. And for that, for being one of being one. We have the center palm of the hand, and we can also place both hands together and just cross all the fingers, but the middle one. This is one of the mudras. So let's join together holding this mudra. It can help us to be one within ourselves. It helps us to center, and it will help us with fatigue.
Thank you. Nathalie, would you share a practice with us?
Yeah, thank you, Aliane. Big pleasure to be with you all everywhere in the world. So after the 25, this one, why not put your right hand on the top of the head and your left hand between the eyebrow. Communication with all of you, everywhere.
Nathalie, if a person can't reach the top of the head, is there an option?
Yes, there is an option. Simply, if it's too difficult, first you can hold the center of your palm, the left one or the right one. Very simple, with your fingers or with your thumb. Or if it's difficult, then you can put on the coccyx between the 25. If it's not easy. So you don't need to try. If it's not easy, just jumper cable your center of your palm.
Wonderful. Thank you. Well, for those of you who are watching, if you wish, as we are going to talk now about your questions, feel free to keep practicing. You can be holding a finger, you can be giving yourself a big hug. Feel free to join us and be with yourself, breathing, taking your time to bring light and love to your body, mind, and spirit. So, dear ones, we have some topics here in the chat, and I'm really touched because there's so much love here about the webinars and the generosity of all the teachers being here for all these months. So we're honored to be part of this and reaching out to each one of you. Thank you for watching, because we're here for you. And it's such a blessing for us to have this opportunity. So there's a question here about sleep, because we've been bombarded with information, and information that usually brings fear to our nervous system. And I imagine that this might be challenging for quite some people. What would you suggest for people to take good care of themselves and sleep better?
You know, I have a couple things to suggest. One of my favorite things that I give people who are having difficulty sleeping, whether it's difficulty going to sleep at night or they wake up in the night and can't get back to sleep, is simply holding the thumb, and make sure that you get the base of the thumb here, the pad of the thumb, and you hold the thumb for 5 minutes. And then you hold the same side, little finger, for 5 minutes. This is harmonizing our stomach and spleen. Spleen is basically has to do with the nervous system. It calms the nervous system. Stomach is also very calming. And then the opposite thumb for 5 minutes. And if you're still awake, the little finger for 5 minutes. And I usually don't make it through the sequence, nor do my clients. But the other thing I want to say about sleep that's really important is you have to have energy to sleep. So because otherwise you're in the adrenals, you're wound up and you can't let down. If that's the situation, then the spleen flow is your friend. The spleen flow will help you to sleep if you need the energy to sleep, and it's very relaxing.
This is wonderful, and we have the spleen flow in many versions. If you search our YouTube channel, you will find it. Thank you, Ju. Yeah. Would you add anything to that in your practice, Chus?
I was thinking while Jiro was talking, I agree 100% with her, that sometimes some people can't sleep because of digestion issues. The waistline, is tense, so the mind is too active during the day. In Jin Shin Jyutsu, we say that's waistline issues, when we are thinking and worried. And the thumb will take care of that worry part and will help harmonizing the stomach, functionality, and the mind. But also a simple way to sometimes fall asleep at night is holding the 14th, or even before going to bed, holding the 14th and the opposite 19th. And that's the diaphragm functionality, which takes care of all the night issues, meaning insomnia, difficulty to sleep, and helps also opening the waistline. So either the 14th or the 19 and 14 can help opening the waistline, and also it helps not to eat very late at night, like what we do in Spain, and heavy meals and too late meals. that interfere with that energy that needs to come down, that we can disconnect at night. But the sound will take care of that as well, and it's the simplest thing.
Wonderful. Another perspective. Thank you. What about you, Nathalie? What are your favorites?
Yeah, my first idea when it's about talking about to sleep or you can sleep, but you would like a deeper sleep or a better sleep. It's what I did just before. It's the first step of the band central. It's very, very powerful because it's going to help all the mind to relax, really clean the day of tension, etc. And my experience with a lot of students or clients or ever that they don't know the second step, who is this, because they are already sleeping. So I think it's also a good thing. But as Chus and Jill share, you have to find what is the best for you. So this is another option.
I think that's one of the beauties of this wonderful art, because each body is a temple and each body is going to respond to a different self-help. That's why we are an art and not a technique. So it's so nice to have all these perspectives, and you watching us at home, you practice, you feel how it impacts your body, your mind, your emotions, and then you choose what works best for you. Wonderful. So I'm seeing here questions about digestion, because for some people that are staying home, sometimes they get anxious and eat more. I'm not going to say names here. So what would be your suggestions for this this moment when we're having digestion projects or this overeating at night? Let's just start with Chus now. Okay. Oh!
21 with hands crossed.
Well, in fact.
Okay, we know 21 helps, with weight issues, and it's part of the stomach function energy, meaning we're holding 21 while we're doing the stomach function energy flow, which is also for weight issues, either up or down. But if you cross your hands, then you can eat, That helps.
That's very practical.
That's a practical one. Also, what Jill is used for self-help, sitting on the hands, also helps, because you can eat either,
Very practical.
Very practical.
You solved two issues in one step.
For a while.
I love it. What about you, Nathalie? How would you address this?
Yes. Something simple, it would be to, for example, you, with your right hand, you put on the coccyx and, not on the coccyx, sorry, on the sacrum, and the left hand between your chest, between the 13, for those who know. So this is something very, very powerful too, to really release what we call the waistline. So all the digestion, all the organs on the waistline. So the right hand on the sacrum and the left hand between the chest, between the 13, like that, like all your chest in the middle. This is my first idea.
Wow, I've never heard of this one. Wonderful. Oh, I'm going to tonight.
Oh,
Very
right.
awesome. What
I
about
was
you?
serious about those two, 21 and 25 also help, okay? That was not
Yes,
just a joke, okay?
Yeah. Yes.
I'll practice all of them tonight. What about you, Jill?
Well, I like the 11. So the opposite 11. My right hand's on the left 11, and my left hand is on my left 25. And I do this every Thanksgiving because we eat so much here at Thanksgiving that I'm always just incredibly full. And I do this, and it's incredible. It's a miracle. It's wonderful. Really helps digestion. And the other thing is the anchor step of the stomach flow. So my right hand on the left 21, my left hand on the left 22. This is also nice to go to sleep. Tying it into sleep.
Sometimes we take for granted how dynamic this flow is.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So easy and so dynamic.
Yeah.
And we have a question here that I think would help part of our community who are practitioners. And they would like to know how you are addressing seeing clients right now. So the not the fear thing, but the awareness thing. How is your practice? What suggestions would you bring to the community? Are you seeing clients right now?
Yes. Those who want to come in person, yeah. I think it's important to recognize fear, okay? And in the sense of, if you are fearful of things, that's going to weaken your energy systems and your immune system. So take care of the fear. If as a practitioner you're going to work with other people, my first advice is take care of your fear. Because sometimes we think it's the person coming to see you, the one that comes in fear, but it's just a relationship there. We're going to be establishing a relationship. So you take care of your fear and it will be okay. And then obviously, according to the country where you practice, you will have regulations and rules. You need the protection that is being agreed upon, like I'm wearing a mask, or maybe you are not able to give a session on the table. That it depends in each country, But I think as practitioners, we have a lot to offer. We can talk online to people. I do a lot of online work as well. And we can practice online like we're doing now. We can practice a session for that person's project together. Because everything that we do on the table, we can adapt it to self-help. So we can share that with the person. And I think it's very powerful. And I'm sure Jill is also doing it, because I've heard Jill saying so. It's very powerful because you're sharing with the person the knowledge, giving the tools to take care while this situation is here. And I think it's very good as well.
Wonderful.
I'm seeing some clients, those who want to come and who have low exposure. And, I'm very careful. I wear a mask. They wear a mask. I wipe down the handles and, the whole thing, change the sheets. And I'm working also a lot online, both with self-help and really talking to people about what their needs are, what's going on with them, and helping them with self-help, and doing some virtual treatments which has been absolutely amazing. And the way that I've been doing that is first talking to the person initially, finding out where they are, what's up, what's going on. And then we go offline and I treat them on my table, my treatment room. And it's very interesting. It's very clear because, you know, we're working in the world of energy. And energy is invisible. So it's actually quite tangible. And then after the session, we talk again and they tell me their experience and I tell them my experience. It's been phenomenal. It's actually been a great gift and a surprise to me. So that's how I've been getting through this time.
Thank you, Jill. And you, Nathalie?
Yeah. So I'm not going to repeat what Chus said and Jill. What for me is very very surprising is, and I know, but each time it's to experience that, to give session through Zoom or through WhatsApp, it's very incredible because I know that it works. That Jill said, we talk about energy, so it works. I know that. But each time to experience this, it's wonderful. And the other thing that, for example, when it's an exchange and it's a self-help that the person is going to practice on herself or himself, that they told me that they never practice on themselves, even that they know that it will be good to practice. So it's a very good opportunity to work together. And each time it was a beginning of something new for them. So it's completely different to receive someone here, but it's another way. So I'm very grateful for that. Very grateful.
Wonderful. So I think we have time for one more topic, maybe. And people were talking about the roller coaster of emotions. So sometimes everything feels safer and we go out, and sometimes we were things were closed and now they close again, and when every day is a new now, and we have to be in the now more than ever. What are your suggestions for helping us go through all of these up and downs, still being in touch with ourselves and with this higher connection? Nathalie?
My first idea is, for example, the practice with your left hand on the chest, on the 13th, opposite 13th, so the right 13, and the left hand on your shoulders near the neck, so on the 11, so opposite 11. So 13 and, sorry, I don't know, it's, so I was right at the beginning. So the right hand on the opposite shoulder, so, and your tip of your fingers on the 3, so opposite 3, so 3 and 13. First of all, 3 and 13 really good to support everything, like your immune system. So I use a lot this because it's very easy to do that. And the other thing, it's really good for emotion or for something that you don't know what will be tomorrow. Today is like that, but tomorrow you don't know. So this position, this practice is going to give you a lot of confidence because it's going to really center you and really open your mind to be to adapt yourself for each situation. So very good for your immune system and very good for adaptation and to release emotion and to release fear and to give you more confidence and more light in your being.
It's wonderful. Feels wonderful. What about you, Chus?
When I feel that I am going up and down, or if I observe that I'm going up and down, I realize that my breath is not there, I'm not breathing. So for me, it's the breath, but again, takes me back to my center and to the now. Like what Mary says in the book, she says, don't waste your now, your today in yesterday's and tomorrow's. Smile and be the now. So for me, that is the breath. So I stop. If I see that I'm agitated, that I'm letting things outside of me rush me or scare me, I stop, I go within, I listen, and I breathe. So that's my way. And when I'm doing that, I can hold any safety energy lock. It can be the center of the palm, it can be a mudra, anything. Sometimes this, I hold the 17s together, like I'm doing. Here is the 17. So I hold them both with the center of the palm of the hand. This is comfortable for me. If it's not comfortable for you, then you can just hold 117 or just the center of the palm. So I hold both and breathe.
Wonderful. And Jill, what would you suggest?
Yes, for me too, it's the breath. If I'm up and down and feeling uncentered, and one of my favorite self-helps that Mary actually said was the most powerful self-help we have is the high 19. So holding the middle of the upper arm and the opposite high 1, which is about 3 inches above the knee. So my right hand is on my left upper arm. My left hand is on my right high 1, which is 3 inches above the knee. This really gets me into the breath, back into my breath. It brings me back. And, it's opening the shoulders, it's opening the chest, and it's helping us to open the waistline so we can digest our reality. So there was one other thing that came to mind. Where is it? Flew out of my head.
It is as it is. Well, I'm so thankful for the three of you being here today and all of you watching at home. It's a true honor for us to share this time with you all. For all those questions, wonderful questions that we had in the chat, please know we will read each one of them and they will inspire us for the offerings in the following sessions. So thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone, for being here.
Thank you, everyone, and Ali.
Thank you very much, Ali.
Thank you, Ali.
Thank you, everyone.
So welcome. See you soon. See you on Wednesday. Till next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Gracias. Merci.
Bye-bye.